Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. It's me, Alejandro Mendoza, or the Nerdy Chicano. Either way, how you say it, it's all good here. And as always, we're back again for another entry here in our Between the Frames series as we continue looking at Krzysztof Kieslowski's Dekalog from the Criterion collection. And last week we covered the expansion of Dekalog VI, a short film about love, and today we're continuing on as we look at our last four in the set Dekalog VII. As you can tell, the setup looks a little different today, and it's because I'm finally moved out, but I'm still kind of figuring out how to set up a place for me to record these videos for you all. I love sitting and using this awesome mic that I use on my setup for my streams and for my podcasts, but let's be honest, I like having a lot of decorations in the back and showing off some of my physical media collection. So we'll see when I get to set up a actual place for me to record, but in the meantime, we're going to be using this. But of course, I want to thank you all so much for the love on the videos, on the channel. I know that we didn't have a Friday review last week, but we will be having one this week. I was just busy with the move and job hunting and all that stuff, so I wasn't able to have recorded something before or after, but I'll make it up to you all by putting one up this week, and we'll be right back on track on covering more of these films in my collection. Of course, if you do enjoy physical media, this is a channel for you, so you want to go ahead and leave a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. When you subscribe, make sure that you turn on the notification bell, because that's gonna give you a notification every single time a new video like this one goes up. If you want to support more directly, then you can go over to my Patreon, patreon.com/thenerdychicano, and help me out there by pledging to a tier, and you get early access to videos like this one and all the other ones, and you get exclusives that are a lot of fun, and I bet you all would enjoy. But it's not necessary to go to the Patreon, but it is appreciated. Now let's get into the video as we talk about Dekalog VII. This is the 7th entry in the Decalogue from Krzysztof Kieslowski, and it covers the 7th imperative of the 10 Commandments, which is "Thou shalt not steal." And you would think that this is quite the literal, definition, right? You shouldn't steal, and you're probably gonna think that, oh, it's like stealing money, stealing food and stuff, but that's not exactly what Krzysztof Kieslowski aims to do in this film. And I'm very, very happy to say that it is very interesting way that Kieslowski kind of expresses what theft is. In this film, we have a young woman who lives with her mother and her little sister. Well, she's not quite her little sister. That's actually her child, but the mother was unable to have another child after the young woman named Micah. Micah is 22 years old. The mom was never able to have another child after Micah, even though she wanted to, but it never happened. And after Micah had a child with a professor that seduced her at a young age, the mom decided to manipulate Micah into giving custody to her mom. And then the child was raised under the impression that her mom is actually Iwa, who is the mom of Micah. And during the film, Micah is hesitant to even want to continue living under this idea that her daughter has been metaphorically stolen from her, and she's been robbed of being able to create a life with her and raise her the way that she wants to be raised, along with so many problems that we figure out in the film that Micah has with her mom. And in the film, we see that Micah kidnaps her daughter and tries to run off and, flee Poland to live with her daughter in another country, and she goes to see her daughter's biological father, and things get messy. But overall, Krzysztof Kieslowski kind of aims to describe what theft can usually be in the not so literal way. We always think about theft as do not steal food, do not steal money, don't steal materialistic things, right? We always think that that's what stealing is, but sometimes stealing isn't just that. It's stealing opportunities, stealing lives, death in a way, when murder could be a form of theft as well, and we don't usually think about it like that. And Krzysztof Kieslowski brings that out in Dekalog VII, and really interestingly provides the narrative to us in a very interesting story about a mom and her daughter who are in trouble. So what did I think about the film? I think this is easily one of my favorite entries in the set and in Krzysztof Kieslowski's filmography in general. I found myself to be rapidly interested in this film, first of all. I think our performances from the actress who plays Maika are very convincing, and they make for a really intimate portrayal of motherhood, rebelliousness, but specifically the wanting to survive and wanting to be free from the restraints that her mother puts on her. And I found myself just gravitating to her, especially in the scenes where she's with her child's biological father. I found those scenes to be written beautifully by Kieslowski, and just how much you get to dig into the character of this professor, but also learn about the situation at hand and how this professor kind of grows to actually feel something towards his daughter that he doesn't really get the choice or the chance to be in her life. I think that it's just expertly shot. This film is shot by Darius Kutz. I think that's how you pronounce that. But Darius Kutz does a great job, and of course Priesner always provides a great score on these Decalogue entries. I don't think that you will find one in this set where the music doesn't, bring something out of what's being presented in the film. So I think that Kieslowski just expertly and poetically and profoundly explores the effects of theft and just how much of a terrible act it is to somebody. Enough for, in the end, to drive your daughter, and now you've lost something. At first you thought you lost your daughter, but now you've actually lost your daughter. And the mom has a different look on her face now, and she's realized that she stole her life, but she stole the life of her daughter, having one with her own daughter, and now she's lost any sort of life that she would be able to have with Maika after this. And it's just incredible. I think that Kieslowski just manages to create such an incredible narrative, and he's able to create such an incredible film. I'm in love with this film, and it doesn't stand on top of the entries like 2 and 6, but I think that this one was just fantastic, and I've gravitated so much to this story, and Krzysztof Kieslowski did an incredible job on Dekalog VII. Now let's talk about the restoration. I watched this, as I've watched the other ones, on a Panasonic 4K player on my TCL 4K TV, and I benefited from some upscaling here and there, and I was very impressed, as I've been impressed with these last restorations. I love the muted tones, and I love the kind of soft cinematography that Darius Kutz decided to use on this film, and I was just amazed by what he was able to do in this film, and how they were able to bring that out and be able to present a great restoration. Kutz is able to, use his cinematography at an advantage, and he's already providing a great look to the film. So when this is taken for restoration, they're able to bring out so many of those elements that I adored in here, like the muted palette, the softness in the focus, and the use of the grain as well. They're able to keep a lot of that and make this still look clean, but feel like it matches the tone and the palette of the Decalogue here. and I thought that it was another example of a great restoration here. I will say that the same thing applies to the audio. I love the audio restoration done in here. The Monero soundtrack really helps be able to listen to the score balanced correctly with the dialogue and the sound effects of the film. And I just think that so far there hasn't been really a disappointing restoration on this set, and it really goes to show y'all that that this work is to be taken seriously, because they're able to provide such different changes but be able to give a great final product. And that's what the restoration for Dekalog VII is. It's a great final product. It looks fantastic, it sounds fantastic, and we'll see if these last 4 really show that the restorations are great. And I hope so, because so far I have been loving Krzysztof Kieslowski's Dekalog, and I hope you all have been enjoying the videos as well. To stay up to date with me and all things social media, make sure you follow me at the Nerdy Chicano on everything, including TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, Letterboxd, Serialized, and all the stuff that you can find me on. I'm probably under the Nerdy Chicano with a CH. Keep up to date with the Nerdcore as well. You can follow us at thenerdcore.com. That's our website, and we're on Twitch and YouTube under the Nerdcore as well. Follow us there. Keep up to date with our content. We've been making a lot of great content, and this September we're looking at films. International films. We're looking at international films as we discuss those on our podcast. That's our theme this month. So now next week we will continue on with Between the Frames as we look at Dekalog VIII, and we continue on to these last 3 in the set. But in the meantime, don't forget, this Friday we will have our second review of the week as we look at Ashes and Diamond from director Andrzej Wajda, I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure. But that's going to be fun. Make sure you look out for that one. And of course, my wonderful cinephiles and renowned scholars celebrate the love of cinema today, tomorrow, and every day after. Catch you all in the next one, guys. Bye.